This segment of Naperville Sports Weekly is brought to you by BMO Harris Bank.
I am here with senior guard Justin Mullinax of the Waubonsie Valley Boys Basketball team. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So first thing I want to start off with is first-year head coach here, Coach Mead, coming in. Since practice started last Monday, what have you noticed the biggest difference in practice?
I think it's a lot of discipline is really the biggest thing, not just really individually, but as a team, we all hold each other accountable, and I think that's something that really stems from Coach Mead's mentality. He values a lot of shot selection, making the right passes, and reading the defense well. So I think that's something that's really transferred to us as a team, is we start to value that stuff a lot more and playing basketball the right way, really.
And before you even met Coach Mead, going into your senior year here, what was your thoughts on having a new coach for your final season?
Obviously, it's kind of hard having to make that transition with only 1 year left to play. But I think as a senior, you just have to take that mentality as you want to be a leader and really help Coach Mead's new system fit the program and really just totally buy in and be a good role model for the younger kids here so that they know that Coach Mead knows what he's talking about and that he can lead this program in the right direction.
Are you all aware about his success at Dixon then?
Yeah.
So what kind of, if someone isn't buying in, let's say, I'm not saying there isn't, but let's say there wasn't somebody buying in, as a senior, how do you make sure that a player does buy in? And because he's proven his success at other schools. Yeah,
I think definitely that's something we talk about a lot, is how he went from a program that only had 4 kids in their first day of summer camp when he got there to winning a regional by the time he left. So I think that's definitely something we focus on, is his success there. But I think the biggest way to get kids to buy in is really trying to lead by example, because you can't always fix the way kids act with your words, because you just can't connect with some kids. But I think that when all the seniors and all the people that have been here for a year and we've played varsity before and the struggles that we had last year, we know how important it is to buy in and trust your coach. So I think the biggest way we try to do that is through example.
So you mentioned last year, in your mind as a senior, do you put the entire year behind you, or do you think you can take some stuff from last year that might still help you this year?
I think there's definitely a lot of lessons to be learned from a year like that. I think we struggled with team chemistry a lot, and that's something that's really important for us this year, is to have the team be close, not only on the court but off the court, and just to value each other for the people that we are, not only what we can do on the court. And I think having that bond off of the court really helps us on the court, being able to just know where we're going to be on the court, run plays right, things like that. That chemistry is really a big factor, and that's something that we learned last year when we didn't have that.
What are you doing off the court? Has anything started, like just hanging out off the court? Anything different from last year so far?
Yeah, obviously over the summer we play in the shootouts and things like that, so just driving to the games together and having that downtime between the games, being able to hang out. And then since we started practicing last weekend, we had a little team get together after practice on Friday and hung out, so things like that.
Some 2K?
Yeah, exactly.
2K going
2K,
on. Who's the best player? 2K guy?
I either have to say Chuck Robinson or Justin Mansholt. They're usually the best two.
Are you good?
I'm decent.
You're
I don't play too much video games, so I'm better at ping pong, I guess.
Oh, I saw ping pong going on over here too.
Yeah.
Any pregame rituals you do before games?
Biggest thing for me is to just try to relax, because I think if I get too hyped up, I'm a little aggressive coming out, but I like to just try to calm myself down and be in the moment and just appreciate that I'm here and being able to play the game that I love. And I think that's something big for me, is to treat every game like it's my last, especially in my senior year, just to value this experience. What
about any songs you have to listen to? It doesn't have to be right before the game, just on the way there or anything.
I listen to a lot of Drake, so really any Drake song helps me get in the mood. So.
Now, with Coach Mead coming in here, he's obviously trying to get a culture change across. Do you think that maybe not just the senior class, but the entire team in general realize that you guys could be the start of something big here for years to come, and it could be 15 years from now, but you guys are the ones that maybe started that culture change?
Yeah, for sure. I think, especially for me personally, I've thought about that a lot, because when I was a freshman, that was Coach Taft's first year, and I really saw the way that those seniors bought in, and they were really best friends off the court, and they played really well together. So having that experience, that was something that's really important to me, and I think the other seniors and really all the kids as well, is understanding that this is a time for change at Waubonsie. Even though the basketball program's been down for the past couple of years, this is where it could all change.
Now, on the court, team chemistry aside, what did you think you struggled the most, not you personally, but your team last year, offensively, defensively, anything like that?
Yeah, I think communication was a big thing. On defense especially, we miscommunicated a lot and ended up with bad matchups, and I think a lot of the times we lost in the toughness section. We didn't have a lot of toughness, and once we got down in the beginning of a game, we weren't really able to come back from that. But I think that's one thing that coach is fixing a lot this year is we're trying to fix the culture, and that's the thing that we agreed on as a team, that we want to improve the culture every day. And the 3 main commitments that we made to do that would be accountability, having fun productively in practice, and getting better every day. So I think being able to come together as a team and decide that those are the things we need to improve on, that's really going to help us, and that helps us stay disciplined in the games. Even if we do get down, stick to what we know. And I think when you do practice hard and enjoy that, it really helps you to be able to sustain a run in a game and stick to what you do best.
And a timeout stops or 3 stops. Something's got to stop the run.
Right.
Now, you played in the DVC, obviously. What is that like on a game-to-game basis, and do you find yourself playing against a lot of your friends you grew up with at all?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Nequa, obviously, I actually went to Skolin, so I went to middle school with a lot of Nequa kids. So every time we see them, it's fun to be able to, but obviously you want those bragging rights when you win. Same with Matea, I grew up playing with a lot of those kids. And even like Tyler Carlson from Naperville North, I grew up working out with him at the beginning of freshman year, so I've been able to stay close with him a little bit. So all those Naperville schools, we know each other pretty well.
Is there any trash talk any trash talk out there with friends, I guess, not anybody?
I'll just see those guys at the gyms in the summer and stuff like that, and we we go back and forth a little bit, of course. But
now, favorite NBA player or college, and the answer could be different for anybody you model your game off of. Doesn't have to be the same guy.
Yeah. My favorite player is Nick Stauskas, because I'm a big Michigan fan. I've grown up rooting for them. And just seeing the way that he came in as a shooter, and that's really what I was at the time, is just mainly a shooter. And obviously that's my strength, but the way he progressed from his freshman to sophomore year to be able to do a lot more things on the court, pass the ball, rebound, that's something that I realize is important. And it's more important to help your team as a whole than it is to just shoot the ball, and that helped me try to improve other parts of my game a lot.
Was that Louisville one of the toughest ones you've watched?
For sure.
That was a great game, though.
Yeah, that whole run was ridiculous. I remember being on spring break, watching them beat Kansas and everything. Just a great memory.
That's probably one of the best national championship games I can remember. Just back and forth the whole game.
Yeah.
Final question for you, or I guess 2 more questions for you. One is there anything that you wanted to accomplish that you haven't accomplished yet? It could be individually or team goal before you graduate.
Yeah, I don't think really a specific goal like winning regionals or things like that. Obviously those are things I love to do, but the biggest thing for me has always been being part of something more than basketball. And I felt like last year we kind of started to get there, but the season just kind of stopped us from doing that. So this year the biggest thing for me is just trying to maintain these relationships off the court, and I think that really is something that helps on the court when you're best friends with the people that you play with. And that's something that I can see starting to happen, especially with guys like Brian Phillips, Luke Gregorio, and more of those guys. Some of these guys I've been playing with since middle school, so it's a really good experience for me to be able to make those bonds and try to maintain them.
And then last one for you, what's your favorite basketball memory? It could be watching or playing, either one.
That's a tough one. Favorite basketball memory? Oh, well, as I said before, I'm a Michigan fan, and so I've gone to their summer camps twice, once before my freshman year and once before last school year, and just being able to meet all the players and the coach and see how they do things in a college program and how those players get to where they are with the hard work they put in and everything, and holding yourself accountable. That was really cool for me to be able to learn those lessons from people that are in such a good spot basketball-wise.
So maybe we'll see you in the Michigan student section next year if you're there. And
hopefully.
Maybe we're running Nick Stauskas.
Yeah.
You might be around. You never know.
Hopefully.
Well, good luck next week at your first tournament, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.